Hagia Sophia, which has endured many wars, still stands tall with grandeur. In its long history, after a hiatus of 85 years, the significant Byzantine-era building and one of the world's greatest historical heritages, Hagia Sophia, has once again been turned into a place of worship. The weapon used in this recent transformation was law, the same tool that had been employed in 1934 when Mustafa Kemal Ataturk converted it into a museum. Ataturk was the founder of modern Turkey. Much like today, this magnificent building back then, and always, has symbolized the changes taking place in this region, where the East and the West have been converging for the past 2,500 years. Many great empires have fought wars to gain control over this strategically important region. Hagia Sophia has absorbed the turbulent history of Istanbul within itself. Despite bearing the scars of many wars and witnessing both good and bad times, it still stands in its place. If modern buildings often fail to last for more than a few decades, how has it been possible for this structure to remain standing for 1,500 years? According to the Roman historian Tacitus, Hagia Sophia, meaning the Church of the Holy Wisdom of Christ, was built in the Byzantine city of Acropolis at the same location where two churches had previously been constructed. Roman Emperor Constantine, who lived from 337 to 272 AD, changed the name of the city to Constantinople or Byzantium in the 4th century and moved the capital of the Roman Empire to this city. Constantine wanted to make this city such that people would forget about Rome. Hagia Sophia was first opened in 360 AD by Constantine's son, Constantius II, but it was burned down during riots in 404 AD. After that, Theodosius II rebuilt it in 405 AD, but it was again set on fire during riots in 532 AD. Some remains of that burned building are still present in the garden of the current mosque. A few days after the riots and destruction, Emperor Justinian decided to rebuild it, and thus the church was constructed, which remained the largest cathedral in the world for many centuries. Justinian wanted this building to be even more magnificent and grand, a cathedral that would be a clear declaration and symbol of the power and resilience of the Roman Empire. For this, Justinian left no stone unturned. Items were brought from Africa, Asia, and Europe for the construction of the building. According to one story, the doors of the church were made from the pieces of Noah's Ark. By doing this, Justinian wanted to emulate Prophet Solomon, who had built the first church in Jerusalem. It is said that when he first entered Hagia Sophia, he exclaimed excitedly, "I have surpassed you, Solomon." For the construction of this cathedral or church, Justinian hired the best architects of the time. These experts completed it in less than 6 years. This was a remarkable achievement, considering that the technology and craftsmen of the medieval period took almost a century to complete the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris. Hagia Sophia's strong and majestic structure dominated the city's skyline, and its dome, with a diameter of 33 meters, was considered the largest dome in the world, standing 55 meters above the ground. However, 26 years later, it collapsed due to an earthquake. The emperor immediately ordered its repair. This time, in addition to various other techniques, one technique used was the construction of 40 slender columns to reduce the weight on the round arch of the dome. Afterward, they had to solve the puzzle of how to create a round dome on a square foundation. The solution was found by adding some triangular columns to the square foundation, placed in locations crucial for weight-bearing. These triangular columns shifted the weight of the dome's circle to 4 points beneath it, converting the entire structure from a circle to a square. Moreover, very light and thin materials were used in the dome, which caused it to glow when hundreds of candles were lit inside. This made the dome of Hagia Sophia shine brightly at night, visible from afar. Victoria Hammond wrote in her book Visions of Heaven that as the sun rose, sunlight filtered through the windows and poured inside. The light inside the building surged, making the golden mosaic sparkle, creating the illusion that there were no walls, and a mysterious atmosphere was generated that was indescribable. To support the original dome, two large semi-domes were constructed alongside it. Additionally, to keep everything together, many buttresses were built in the following years.